Guru Sri Juta Padakamalang.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to our channel, Bhagavad-gita. Here it is, because we have it, Bhagavad-gita as it is. A translation and commentary by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and my name is Bhagavad-gita. We are in the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad-gita, and chapter by chapter they just keep getting more and more incredible. No, incredible is not the right word, because they are very credible. They are spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but it is something that we don't find anywhere else. And this chapter is called Attaining the Supreme. So, yes, I'm repeating myself, but I'm still so amazed at these verses that point us straight to how we actually do to attain Krishna. Today we will read text 22, and this is towards the end of the chapter, so we're relishing it as long as we can. Purushasa pura partha bhaktya labhyastvananvaya yasyantasthani bhutani yena sarvam idang tatam. A Supreme Personality of Godhead who is greater than all is attainable by unalloyed devotion. Although he is present in his abode, he is all-pervading, and everything is situated within him. Yes, it is purport. It is here clearly stated that the supreme destination from which there is no return is the abode of Krishna, the Supreme Person. The Brahma Samhita describes this supreme abode as Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, a place where everything is full of spiritual bliss. All the variegatedness manifest there is of the quality of spiritual bliss. Nothing there is material. That variegatedness is expanded as the spiritual expansion of the Supreme Godhead Himself. For the manifestation there is totally of the spiritual energy, as explained in chapter 7. As far as this material world is concerned, although the Lord is always in His supreme abode, He is nonetheless all-pervading by His material energy. So, by His spiritual and material energies, He is present everywhere, both in the material and the spiritual universes. Yasyantasthani means that everything is sustained within Him, within either His spiritual or material energy. The Lord is all-pervading by these two energies. It's interesting. I ran into a discussion where, of course, I had to get involved, where we're in the world of Facebook. Somebody posts something about service to Krishna, bhakti. Srila Prabhupada translates bhakti very often with devotional service. And then somebody came in and said, no, there is no service involved. There is no Vedic evidence that there is ever service, because as long as we're in this world, we practice bhakti to become purified. And then, when we're purified, then we are non-different, and then there is no one to render service to. And as a follower of devotional service to Krishna, such a statement, it's like a knife to the heart. We never want to become one with Krishna. We always want to see, there you are, Krishna, now I can serve you because I love you. And even if my love is not that developed, it is still so obvious that is the natural state. And it is stated everywhere. So sometimes when we read the Bhagavad-gita, now right here Prabhupada hasn't gone all in refuting the Mayavad arguments, but he does it like every second page, every third page, it's there, and we're wondering, we're reading Bhagavad-gita, Krishna is saying these things, why do we have to worry about how the Mayavadi takes it? And then you meet one of them, and then it's all very obvious that, yes, people are out there believing these things, and that's fine. We can believe whatever we want. That's why we have this material world. We didn't want to face Krishna's incomparable beauty and all His qualities, all His activities. He's just so attractive that when Krishna is there, then everything else fades. And then we thought, who am I in all of this situation? Nobody will notice me next to this effulgent Krishna. Let me try and avoid this. And then Krishna has given us this world, and here we are allowed to believe anything we want to. And we see that, especially when we enter the world of Facebook. People can say anything. It doesn't have to make any sense. It doesn't have to have any, research behind it, or authority behind it, or proof behind it. People will say anything, and they will believe anything because that's what they want to believe. And that's where we are. That's our situation. Whatever we want, that is our reality. And that doesn't sounds really good, doesn't it? It's not really that good, because it means we can dig ourselves deeper and deeper in this illusion and miss the reality, miss Krishna, miss our, I shouldn't say birthright, because it comes way before birth, our indisputable heritage, belonging to that spiritual energy, belonging in Krishna's association. And we somehow we took a wrong left, and now we're here. But let's not dig ourselves deeper in than we already are. Let's take Krishna's words and try to understand. Prabhupada keeps saying these things. Just try to understand. We won't fully understand immediately, because it's not a logical process. It's a process of realization. But we have to start somewhere, and we can start here about hearing about Krishna, who is greater than all, attainable by unalloyed devotion. And unalloyed devotion means it's not mixed. It's not, yes, let's do some bhakti until we are purified, and then we will realize that we're all one. We don't want to be all one. That's the worst thing a devotee can imagine. If everything is one, where do I put my love? I'd rather be in this world life after life, life after life. There is ample opportunity to render service to Krishna in this world. In the oneness, there is no such opportunity. So when we want to get out of ignorance, and when we want to practice bhakti, it's not a negative. It's not a way to push this world away and get back to the position where we were God all along, but we forgot. Doesn't make any sense. But we're not getting into the Mayavadi argument, because Prabhupada is not getting into the Mayavadi argument. It's just that I had this encounter this week, and it's quite amazing, the illusions we can spin and believe in, and even, how to say, extract from the Vedic knowledge. To enter Krishna's abode, or the innumerable Vaikuntha planets, is possible only by bhakti, devotional service, as clearly indicated here by the word bhaktya. No other process can help one attain that supreme abode. The Vedas, Gopalatapani Upanishad, also describes the supreme abode and the supreme personality of Godhead, Eko Vashi Sarvaga Krishna. In that abode there is only one supreme personality of Godhead, whose name is Krishna. He is the supreme merciful deity, and although situated there as one, he has expanded himself into millions and millions of plenary expansions. The Vedas compare the Lord to a tree standing still, yet bearing many varieties of fruits, flowers, and changing leaves. The plenary expansions of the Lord who preside over the Vaikuntha planets are four-armed, and they are known by a variety of names: Purushottama, Trivikram, Keshava, Madhava, Aniruddha, Hrishikesha, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Sridhar, Vasudeva, Damodar, Janardana, Narayana, Vamana, Padmanabha, etc. So all these names of Krishna are tied to some of his activities, some of his qualities. Trivikram, that's when Krishna incarnates as Vamana, which means he comes as a very small boy, and he comes to trick his devotee. It's actually his devotee. It's Maharaj Prahlad's grandson, and he happens to be king of the universe at that time. And Vamana Dev comes to him, and he says, "Well, you are a Brahmana, and I'm a king, so it is my duty to give you charity. So whatever you want to ask for, I will give you." And he says, "Well, as much land as I can cover in 3 steps." And he says, "Well, you're just a small boy and you're not very intelligent. Look at me, I'm the king of the universe. I have everything at my disposal. And you're asking for such a small gift." And then Vamana says, "Well, if you are not satisfied with what you have, you will never be satisfied." Which is actually true. And then he takes one step within which he covers the whole planet. I'm not quite sure which planet this was. I doubt that it was the Earth planet, but big step. Then he takes one more step, he covers the rest of the universe, and with his toe he pokes a hole in the covering of the universe. That's where the Ganges comes from. It comes from the causal ocean. All our universes are resting in the causal ocean, and if you break the covering, you can't break that covering. But if you're Krishna, you can break the covering as much as you like. So that's how the Ganges came into our universe. That's just one of his names, just one name, and you have a whole story, and you can think about what he did and how he related to his devotees, and from each of these names, and he has unlimited amounts of names. So he's a person, he's the original person, but he's not limited, because he expands in all these different incarnations for different pastimes, and in the spiritual world, which is the biggest part, this material world is just a little dark corner. All these Vaikuntha planets are presided with one of the Vishnu incarnations, and there is unlimited scope for personality, individuality, relationship, activities. We have it here in this world where we are covered with these bodies, covered with this ignorance, dying over and over. We have all of that. So would Krishna have less? No, he has not less. He has everything. He also has that undifferentiated spiritual energy of Brahman, which is his effulgence. That is fine, but that's not all he has. He is his own person, and we are invited to relate to him as persons as well. The Brahma Samhita 5:37 also confirms that although the Lord is always in the supreme abode, Goloka Vrindavan, he is all-pervading, so that everything is going on nicely. Goloka eva nivasatya kilatma bhuta. As stated in the Vedas, Svetashvatara Upanishad, Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate Svabhavika Jnana Bala Kriyacha. His energies are so expansive that they systematically conduct everything in the cosmic manifestation without a flaw, although the Supreme Lord is far, far away. Yes, so anything miraculous you want to happen in this world, Krishna doesn't have to come personally to do it. His energies can deal with that. Sometimes we hear in the Krishna book how Krishna comes to this Vrindavan, and as a small child, Kamsa is sending all sorts of demons to kill Krishna because he's so afraid of Krishna. There's been a prophecy that Kamsa will be killed by the 8th child of Devaki, and that is Krishna. So he's very much afraid. But so Krishna does that. It's like a playful activity. He goes out and plays with his friends, and then a demon turns up in the shape of a donkey or in the shape of a whirlwind, and Krishna deals with it as a play, and his friends are all involved and they are enjoying together. Krishna doesn't have to come personally to kill anyone. We will all die. Everyone who's born will die. Everyone will die. I've been thinking about death. My name is Labangalatika, and Srila Prabhupada had a disciple, and her name is Labangalatika. And she was a very, very special person, very prominent, very dedicated. She was among the first devotees who went out with his books, because Prabhupada translated the books. Then he engaged his disciples to print them. Then they had all these books, and then he said, so, we have all these books, we have to sell them. And it was quite difficult at first. How do you sell them? They would go to bookstores, and they would kind of, put 2 of them in the window, and there they would sit. And then they started to go out on the street and approach people and hand them the books and ask for donation for the printing. And we used to be known for that. I still hope we're known for that in some places. Here in Sweden, maybe we're not so active right now, but that's what we do. And she was exceptional. She would distribute so many books. Then later on, at the time of the Soviet Union, it was just very difficult to enter there, to bring Krishna there. So she had this activity where she was bringing the Russian books, and she would find Russians on Russian ships or Russian embassies or different places, and she would go out and distribute these books. And in the last part of her life, she had a farm in India where she took care of cows, because Goraksha, it's also one activity very dear to Krishna, to protect Krishna's cows. So then she was going all into that, and such an admirable person, and such an example of devotion and activities in Krishna consciousness in every aspect of her life. And now she left us, because that's what happens in this world. The body gets old, the body cannot sustain the life of the soul, and the soul moves on to the next place. But for such a devotee, I mean, it's quite clear that you can be so focused on your service and so dedicated to your service in this life. There's no question that the next place will be, if not going straight back to the spiritual world, then taking whatever place in Krishna's service that Krishna wants us to do, and therefore that's non-different. So then the rest of us, we're left here, we're still here, and we're seeing that all those who came before us, who were teaching us and training us and showing the example, gradually they're all leaving. So death is not just a problem that, my body will be grow old and then I will have to leave it. In this world, the problem is also there that everything around us is going to grow old and die and leave us. And it doesn't matter, because sometimes people think we're a little negative. Why are we complaining about this material world? We're doing pretty good. We're having a quite nice situation. We don't mind. No, but it doesn't matter how good our situation. At the end, it's going to be rudely pulled away from us. And therefore, we're recommending, there is a prayer in the Bhagavatam where this devotee is praying to Krishna that I don't want to wait until I'm old. Maybe now I'm healthy, now I'm sharp, now I'm here, I'm aware. I don't know when I get old if I will be very sick or if I will become, somewhat demented. It happens, or if I will have, at the time of death, and it's one symptom is that the throat chokes up and it becomes difficult or impossible to speak. No, let me die now. Now I can chant your name. Now I can focus your mind on my mind on you, Krishna. Let me leave my body right now. So those are the thoughts of the great devotees. These thoughts are sometimes difficult to understand, because we had Prabhupada here. He had such a strong drive to establish this Krishna consciousness, to engage his young, new, inexperienced disciples in creating something that would be there after he left, so that this the message of Lord Chaitanya, the process of connecting to Krishna, the ability, the door that opens to the spiritual world, that it would be firmly established before he left this planet. So that's what he did, and that's what we do. And this chapter of the Bhagavad-gita is just so specifically wonderful that it's something we can really study and take to heart and apply in our lives. Yes. So we're continuing. We're trying to publish two videos every week. So please come back. There's some links and information in the box below. And any questions and comments, I will definitely come back to them if you leave them in the comment field. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for watching. We aim for updates every Tuesday and Friday. Please come back. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down there. We also have some links and information for you. And there is, of course, the subscribe button. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I'm a Hare Krishna, and I approve this message. Subscribe.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.